It is wildly interesting to me how pranks have become synonymous with crimes, and I know I've made a ton of content shooting spitballs at and clowning on these worms that engage in this garbage, but it just blows my mind how now it seems like authorities are taking it far more seriously. They're no longer just punching with the soccer boppers on, they're going bare knuckle with the cutters out here and actually starting to punish more harshly these criminals that masquerade as pranksters. And even in the wake of all of that, it doesn't seem to have an effect on the overall quantity of pranks that are still just being posted that are just full-blown raw crimes. Like, there has not been a reduction in it. The fucking brain disease that these weasels suffer from is not being curbed at all, even though people are actually being arrested now for some of these pranks. And today Matt sent me an interesting one that I gotta yap about. It's a guy pretending to be a health inspector so he can invade a small business and harass the owners for some clout on TikTok.
I'm here for an inspection, food inspection.
For anyone who didn't get the opportunity to watch the original video, please go and visit my page. But just a refresher, this kid Amber came into my parents' establishment pretending to be a fake federal worker, impersonating himself to be a FDA food inspector, to prank, harass, and trespass onto my parents' property.
So the original video got taken down and the prankster privated his account. Big tough guy. I guess the jester wasn't liking all the attention he started to get. Even though that food inspector prank didn't exactly blow up for him by any means, the son of this family-owned business happened to have seen it and reached out to him to tell him to take it down and also remind him this is a crime. So this video from the son covering this, it definitely has put a lot more peepers on this degeneracy here. As of me making this video, the first part of him covering this food inspector prank that his family was the victim of, it has about 650,000 views. I am showing you part 3 here, which is, you know, after everything's been said and done, so that way it's like the most complete lore of everything. Impersonating a government agent is just a crime, and that's his whole prank. And also, according to some of the other people that talked about this on TikTok, this goober has done this same prank before where he pretends to be a food inspector. And then get a load of this, it's real knee-slapping comedy, because what he does once he convinces these businesses that he is a government agent, he then goes into the back and berates them. Makes fun of them, just insults them, and then he pretends to be checking things off and giving them advice on things that they're doing wrong, this and that. And that's the whole prank.
What you guys didn't get to see in the original video, which I do have security camera footage for, is him harassing my father for not knowing proper English, stating things that are violations that aren't violations, which if we listened to, we could have gotten into serious trouble for. I'll throw a quick pop-up on the screen, but this is him liking a comment stating that this is a felony, this is fraud, and could land him in jail. After I'd seen the video, it had already been up for 2 days, and I tried reaching out to him in his comments and in his DMs, which he politely ignored by blocking me.
He seemed to shy away when someone was willing to kind of stand up to him and put him in his place. He didn't like that very much. He plugged his ears to it, and then eventually privated his account, which is very odd because he's putting on such a strong face here as he kind of bullies his way into the back of this family-owned business as he's done before in the past, apparently. Now, I looked up food inspector prank because I hadn't heard of anyone else doing this, so I didn't know if this was like his galaxy brain scheme that he farted out for his dog shit content on TikTok. And it turns out, no, that's not the case. He actually just suckled this from someone else's teat. There's a handful of other deplorable losers like this that did the same food inspector prank where they just pretend to be a government agent and barge into the back and say that everything's a violation, basically. And what I've noticed in pretty much all of those is that they target small family-owned businesses and they look for employees that maybe aren't fluent in English, so that way there's like a language barrier there to create confusion, so that way it makes it easier for them to squeeze their way to the back here. So really incredible stuff here from the pranking community. They've got an absolute home run with the food inspector prank. It's a crime, and you are compiling evidence against yourself. That is always the most interesting part. You are committing a crime and you are filming yourself doing it. Like, there is no wiggle room for excuses or anything. Now, before showing you the rest of the footage, I want to show you something to cleanse your palate a little bit, show you something exciting. Cheeky is partnering with the Vans Warped Tour, baby. That's right. Actual dream collab for me here, and to celebrate, we're giving away a bunch of VIP tickets. So if you want a chance to win, you can go to usecheeky.com/VIP. It's just an email you put there. That's it. You don't have to buy anything. We're doing this just because we're really excited to be partnered with the Vans Warped Tour. It is completely free. Don't panic. We're doing the email method here because that is just the easiest way to get in contact with the winners here over the next few weeks. So yeah, I'll fucking see you there. Cheeky at the Vans Warped Tour. You bet your sweet bippy. I'm so pumped.
Luckily enough, he went a little too close to home, and one of my friends was able to recognize him and let me know who he was, and he was basically able to reach out to him, letting him know that I was pressing charges against him and that he should take down his video. After the fact, he made a pretty lackluster, shitty apology just because he got caught. The apology will be on my page. It's hard to miss.
Something to consider, if the Sun never saw this video, this business would have no idea that it existed because they were under the impression that this was a health inspector that paid them a visit. And in all of the other instances of the food inspector prank, I imagine all of those businesses still have no idea that the individual claiming to be a government agent was actually just some fucking lonely-ass weirdo online desperately fishing for clout by pretending to be a government agent. They were the victims of fraud. So if the Sun didn't see this, that video would still be up besmirching this business based on fucking nothing other than this guy just feeling like being an asshole for the sake of a TikTok prank video. I'm very happy he preserved the apology, by the way, because the apology is about as bad as you're expecting.
So this is an apology video to the restaurant owner's son and the restaurant owner and basically the whole entire kebab corner. So I basically went into the restaurant and did a fake food inspector thing. And yeah, so I posted it on TikTok. Then the son reached out to me saying he's gonna press charges if I don't take it down. And yeah, so I took it down now. I just wanted to just like state it out publicly that I'm sorry, and please don't press charges on me.
He's begging for the charges not to be pressed. From what I can tell, this wasn't enough to tug on the heartstrings of the Sun here, who seems like he still wants to go through with those charges. All power to him. He's totally within his right to do so. Impersonating a government agent is a really fucking dumb idea. It is, again, just a crime that this guy is pretending was actually like, you know, a good-spirited prank or something. It's not. The whole point was him insulting this business and the people that work there for no reason. So, I don't really feel too much sympathy for this guy. It doesn't seem like he seems to really care that much. He is clearly doing this just in response to fear of, like, punishment, fear of repercussion for violating the law. Also, a little piece of friendly advice, if you're watching this, shave that fucking mustache. It is hanging on for dear life. That peach fuzz needs to go. There's only a couple of threads left there. There are just little strands of pubic hair. Do yourself a favor, just shave it. It's not working out.
And since then has made pretty racially targeted videos towards Indian people. And because of that, he's still getting charges pressed against him. And funny enough, we had an inspector come in today, and guess what? We got the green light, and I'll put another pop-up of that right now. And I genuinely feel bad for the kid because he seems like the kid that you're friends with just to be the butt end of the joke. And if we learn anything, it's just to leave small businesses alone. All these prank videos can be fun and games until you start affecting people's lives.
I can't remember the last time a prank video was fun and games. Pranks in the last, decade have been so bastardized, it has just become harassment, or in some cases, just, actually assault sometimes. That's been another big one in recent years, where the prank is literally just, assaulting strangers. This, I think, would fall comfortably in the harassment camp, where that has now been misconstrued as a prank, where you just harass people, and that's the joke. Anyway, I'm happy the Sun was able to find this video so that way he could set the record straight on his family's business, and also, maybe this will help dissuade others from doing a similar prank, because this shit super sucks. Anyway, that's really about it. So yeah. That's right, another TikTok prankster is going to jail. This is not another one of those disappointing cases where these weenies get arrested, but it's just like this foreplay that ends with a slap on the wrist and no real repercussions. They have been sentenced. He will be seeing the inside of a jail cell, going to the Slammer, the Thunderdome, baby. We are entering the golden age of pranks, where all these turbo dork-ass losers are finally getting consequences for these pranks, which pranking has basically just become synonymous with terrorism. They're not pranks. They just actively harm as many people around them as possible, just being a detriment to the entire world. This miasma of fucking cringe. A plague sweeping through due to terminal clout obsession. This is an update to someone I covered like 6 or 7 months ago. His name's Wolfie. His whole online presence was dedicated to harassing strangers, throwing things at strangers at a mall, including like a dead bird and shit. But the one that got him arrested and will now be landing him in jail is where he attempted to poison people for a prank.
Social media influencer accused of spraying bug killer on food at a Valley Walmart, then posting the video of him committing the crime online, was just sentenced to 1 year in prison. 28-year-old Charles Smith said in court that it was all supposed to be a prank, but the judge didn't see it that way.
There is no sane human being on the planet that would see biological warfare like this as a prank, just some kind of goof. All just a practical joke, Your Honor. You just don't understand. It's lunacy. He poisoned so much food that actually could have just killed people. And then he tried to, like, make it right after a lot of people contacted authorities. So he did go back and try and get the food off the shelves and, like, get it away from people. But it took a little bit. The food could have easily been purchased by someone in that time, and he still contaminated other surrounding items, including the bins that they were in. So if any other food would ever go in there, or if like a kid would go by and touch it, they would then be subjected to a potential contamination from the poison that he was spraying on all of it. It is unhinged. And as was mentioned in the broadcast there, he has been sentenced to 1 year in prison. I think it's a little lenient, considering this is just a career criminal that just happens to film all of their crimes for money online, generating some online updoots from absolute fucking cretins that find this content entertaining. I think he got off really easy, all things considered here. But I still think this is cause for celebration, so get the nipple clamps and tap dancing shoes on, because we've got a little something to be joyful about, that he will be going to jail.
I'd just like to formally apologize for my actions from last year and that I've become a better person.
Charles Smith, also known as Wolfie Party on social media, saying in court he is sorry for this video. Taken in December at this Mesa Walmart, where police say he stole a can of bug killer and recorded himself spraying it all over fruits, vegetables, and rotisserie chickens.
Buddy is singing here. Anything to reduce the time he'll spend behind bars, so he's trying to issue an apology here. He drops the classic line, the most meaningless platitude you've heard a million times before, about how he's become a better person now than who he was a year ago when he was poisoning all that food, and all the times that he was harassing strangers and potentially hurting strangers for his pranks and all the crimes he committed. He's grown a lot. He actually bought a V-Bucks gift card and gave it to an orphanage, I heard. So he has gone through quite the character arc, from poisoning people, trying to pile up corpses for his prank online, to being the saint we see before us now.
This crime was absolutely outrageous and exceedingly dangerous.
Which is why he was arrested, charged, and ultimately pleaded guilty to poisoning. But that wasn't the only charge Smith was facing in court. Smith is known for these kinds of videos on social media. Others include what appears to be him locking people inside a Goodwill, throwing food at people at the mall, and even throwing a dead bird at fast food workers. He was facing charges related to theft at a Mesa Bosa Donuts and for causing more than $10,000 of damage at a Valley laundromat.
You can't judge a man by his entire life and obsession with internet attention so he can make money off of crimes that he commits. You instead have to judge him by his one-sentence apology and claim that he's changed. That is clearly a changed man. He said so.
We believe we found that video on his Instagram. That appears to show him put raw meat and eggs into an unsuspecting customer's laundry machine with their clothes.
These videos are pranks.
These so-called pranks, posted online, also made Smith up to $10,000 a month, according to arrest documents.
And that right there is the tough pill to swallow, the sad reality of it. The reason a lot of pathetic worms like this guy exist and do this shit is because it is incredibly lucrative. They're able to fill their piggy banks because there are tons of brainless drones that watch that content for some reason. All because it's just bad. Like, whoa, you can't put bacon in a laundry machine, a washing machine with eggs. Who's ever heard of that? This guy's unhinged. What a menace. This guy's a menace. Holy shit, I can't wait to see the next one. What's he gonna do next? And they are able to really soak up a ton of clams from that shit. So that's why so many of these pranksters exist. $10,000 a month is a huge chunk of change. That puts them up there with like a doctor's salary from putting eggs and bacon in washing machines and then going to fast food workers and like ruining their shift, throwing things at people at the mall, poisoning people. Like, that is why there are so many of these destructive losers, because they're able to make a lot of money off it. It's crazy how normalized it's become. I have no doubt that Wolfie there really is so deluded that he thought those could be perceived as pranks. Like, that would be a legitimate defense. This is actually protected under fair use. It's a parody. These are parody pranks. They're pranks. They're pranks. You can't be. Why are you getting mad about pranks? It's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah, I'm poisoning people, but it's a joke. Like, yeah, I'm like throwing things at people and like actively putting people in harm's way and harassing them, but I'm doing it because it's a joke. Why are you getting so mad? It's a prank.
You're going to go out into the community and you're going to harm others, film them, put it online, and then profit off of it. That warrants punishment.
Smith's attorney told the judge that his client has taken responsibility for his actions and understands these aren't pranks.
What he did was not funny, and that's not how he should behave. He wants to turn a new leaf. He wants to get off this social media thing.
Objection. I know I'm not there in court arguing here, but your client just said that they are pranks. He himself just said they are pranks. And now the statement is coming out that he knows they're not pranks. Who's lying here? Someone's getting caught in a web of fibs. Those two statements can't both exist at the same time. There is something fishy afoot here. To be fair, though, that statement does come from the reporter, not the one representing him, so maybe he didn't say that he knows they're not pranks, because that would be very contradictory if that is what he said, because his client just said the exact opposite. But then he goes on to say how he understands that they're not like humorous or anything, and he wants to turn a new leaf. Okay, great. Go to jail, spend some time in jail, come out of jail, and not be that same fucking loser that went in there in the first place. That sounds great. I think it should be longer than a year because, again, he has made an entire career out of committing crimes for money and filmed all of it. A year sounds like they were really light on him, especially considering how dangerous some of them were, especially the poisoning one.
Then Smith talked about why he makes these kinds of videos.
Social media has definitely took over my brain and made me do things that is abnormal.
That was dangerously close to an honest statement right there. Social media definitely did take over his brain. It does that for a lot of people. It puts a fucking, parasite in there that's pulling all the levers in your neurons, and it makes it very enticing to do what Wolfie did, because it's very easy to make money doing it. However, it didn't force him to. He made the decision to do this and keep doing it, committing these crimes over and over and over again, treating people as subhuman props for his videos that he could exploit and harass and put in danger. Social media didn't make him do that. He made that choice. But yes, he is right. It did make it very appealing because of the money he stood to make doing it. Because there are tons of people before him that have done this very similar stuff and made tons of money without going to jail. But it seems like we're finally entering an era where there is going to be a crackdown on this kind of behavior, and that is such a good thing. That is a great direction. I hope we can keep going in that direction.
The judge sentenced Smith to 1 year in prison, followed by 3 years supervised probation. She also said for those stores that were damaged, they can ask for restitution.
Do not return to any Walmart. Don't return to any Bosa Donuts.
Anyway, though, I just wanted to give you this little update here to this prankster. That's really about it. So, yeah. Merry Christmas! Tomorrow's the big day. I heard Santa Claus got a BBL this year, so I hope you've got the XL chimney so he can squeeze those playful butt cheeks down there and deliver his special presents for you that you've been asking for. And I even heard from a reliable little helper of his that if you leave goof juice out instead of milk and cookies, old St. Nicholas will be extra happy and might leave you bonus presents. And what if I told you that jolly old son of a bitch done paid me a visit a little early before Christmas with a gift that just can't help but put a smile on my face? A douchebag prankster just got arrested and is facing a Class 6 felony. This is the gift we've all been asking for. 'Tis the season, and they always say it's better to give than to receive. And this one brain-dead idiot fucking turbo moron prankster decided to give random people in a Walmart grocery aisle poison. Yes, spraying food with bug spray. This guy's good. He's got talent. I'm sure I don't need to educate you that bug spray isn't a safe thing to be consuming. It's literally poison. You could get very ill if you had consumed any of the food that he had sprayed with this. I don't know how someone gets this stupid. I actually don't know how that's possible. You could be chewing on raw plutonium, and I don't think it could rot your brain as much as clout does. Like, this guy, his whole Instagram page is nothing but, like, committing crimes for some internet updoots. I'll go over some of his other recent stinkers here in just a moment, but I have to focus on this for a little bit here because this is unbelievable. It seems like he got inspiration from the Tylenol murderer. You remember the Tylenol murders? Well, I'm guessing this degenerate must have viewed that guy as a prankster. I'm sure all of you know the Tylenol murders, but just in case, I'll drop a quick lore recap on it. Many moons ago, there was a villain who swapped out Tylenol capsules for cyanide and then put the bottles back on the shelf. Buyers bought them, obviously not knowing they'd been tampered with, took them, and some people died from it. This is that same DNA. He is actually just poisoning strangers. He is tampering with their food with literal poison. And that's the content. Pfft. Now, real quick, let's just set everything else aside here. Just throw it all into the shitter for a moment. Who watches these videos? Who is the audience? There is nothing to even be entertained by. Let's say he wasn't using poison. Let's say he walked up to the food and he sprayed it with cologne, or he sprayed it with fart spray, so it smells all yucky like ass. Well, there's still no video there. Like, what is there to even like kick your feet up at? He walks up, he sprays a little bit on it, he just spritzes it, and then he walks away. That's the whole video. What do you even get entertained by? Like, who watches it? I don't know. Like, how lobotomized could you possibly be? It is just the most boring turd burger garbage ever. Nothing is even happening in the video. Like, do you also throw your hands up when you're riding the escalator from the thrill of movement? Like, just watch some fucking jingling keys at that point. Holy Lord, it makes no sense. So even if he wasn't using poison, if he was just using anything else, it would still just be a trash video and a terrible prank. I don't understand who even watches this. Like, I can almost wrap my noodle around kids being entertained by douchebags harassing people in public because they'd look at that and be like, whoa, he's bad. He's being so naughty, holy shit. But this, and this guy's whole page, which has hundreds of thousands of followers, is just another level of incomprehensible, embarrassing hoopla. Like, it's painful. If you tried to train AI on this guy's pranks, the AI would probably kill itself because it wouldn't want to subject itself to more torture and being trained on these kind of pranks. Anyway, though, goofballs being charged with 3 different crimes, a Class 6 felony, introducing poison, and 2 misdemeanors, criminal damage and endangerment. From what I understand, he could face between 5 to 20 years from what I've read for this. I am hoping they don't play softball here. Like, there needs to be some kind of precedent set that you can't just fucking poison people for a prank. Like, come on. So what happened is he filmed himself grabbing a can of bug killer, which was Hot Shot Ultra Bed Bug and Flea Killer. Then he sprayed it on fruit, vegetables, and cooked chicken. He didn't pay for the chemical spray or the contaminated food, and then he left. Apparently he had posted the video and was shocked by the reaction that people had to it. They weren't too pleased with what he'd done. According to police, once he left, he began to see comments online saying how horrible the act was, and he decided to return and collect the items. What a saint. Now, before the charges were filed, apparently the fresh food was thrown away right after, and no one was poisoned, which is actually a miracle, because there was quite a bit of time that passed between him spraying the shit with poison and leaving the store. The defendant returned about 10 minutes after he sprayed the items and attempted to collect the items he had sprayed, placed them in a shopping cart, and wheeled them back to the rear of the store to try and prevent people from taking the contaminated items. Mind you, he would not have gone back in if people didn't tell him to. If people weren't telling him that he might potentially kill somebody with this, he would have never gone back in, and people would have taken those items none the wiser and probably gotten very, very sick because, well, surprise, ingesting poison's not that good for you. And 10 minutes is a good bit of time to have passed with those contaminated items on the shelves. I can ejaculate like 3 or 4 times in 10 minutes. It's reasonable to assume that within that time frame, someone might have come in and taken one of those items and gotten super sick from it. This guy has a fucking chug jug of idiot potion at his house, and he is drinking that every single evening. How can you be so dumb that you didn't recognize that spraying poison on food can hurt people? And how could you have possibly thought even your dumbest members of your audience would think that that was a good prank? So yeah, this isn't like a small whoopsie-daisy type thing. This is something that he really needs to face real repercussions for. There needs to be an example made out of someone that does shit like this. At some point, like, we have to come together and say enough is enough. Now TikTokers and Instagram losers are poisoning people for content. Like, there's gotta be a point where you're like, okay, we're not going to play softball. You're going to get the 5 to 10 years. Because that's what he's facing from what I've read. It's like a 5 to 10 year potential sentence. And he should absolutely get it. He should not be able to get off easy for this. Before showing you some more of his dog shit, I'd like to show you something that's probably going to make you even more furious at this guy. He admitted that he can earn between $6,000 to $10,000 a month for doing acts like these and posting them on social media. He is making substantially more money than most people working right now, just from going out there attempting to poison strangers or harassing workers or just harassing people going about their day-to-day life. I only learned about this douchebag from him being arrested, but even still, I actually gave him the benefit of the doubt on a few of these that they might be fake. But they're not. In this case, I thought what might have happened here is he filmed this random stranger putting his laundry in the washing machine, and then when he put the bacon and eggs into the clothes during the cycle, he actually didn't put it into that guy, the stranger's clothes, he put it into like his own clothes at one of a different washing machine. Which would still ruin the washing machine too, like that still would be destructive, but wouldn't be nearly as bad as just ruining this man's night, ruining his clothes at the laundromat. But what an imbecile I was for thinking that this guy might not be a gigantic asshole all of the time. His whole purpose is just making strangers' lives miserable for his content. He actually did just completely fuck this guy in the face, ruining his laundry, and you can confirm this because the guy comes in and puts his clothes in washing machine number 19, engages the cycle, and walks away. Then this douchebag comes over with the bacon and eggs, throws it into washing machine number 19, and re-engages the cycle. And you can see it right at the end that, yep, it's number 19 that he came in and just completely ruined. This is one of his shorter ones where he nearly performs a halo assassination here on this worker that's cleaning off a bench. So he jumps on him from the top turnbuckle here while he is cleaning and could have easily have broken this guy's arm. He was cleaning the table and then jumps on the area where he is still actively cleaning. If he had stretched his hand out even an inch further, he would have had his hand broken, finger broken, or arm broken.
Doing a good job.
This is his bread and butter content. This is his favorite thing in the world. He loves fucking with fast food workers. He doesn't even treat them like human beings. He treats them as less than NPCs. The way he treats fast food workers is worse than how people treat civilians in Skyrim. This guy has so many videos jumping the counter, harassing the workers. He is at his happiest when fast food workers are at their most miserable because of him. Oh, it's his favorite thing in the world. He loves it. In fact, he needs it, really. Like a plant needs the sun. He photosynthesizes fast food workers' agony into his dopamine. He has so many videos being a complete insufferable asshole to fast food workers.
Tacos at the egg roll. Hey!
A bathroom?
Bathroom 7287.
What can I get for you? On a burrito? I got you.
This guy super sucks. You get the idea. I don't need to keep showing you a montage of his degeneracy. I'm just hoping, with fingers crossed, he gets the book thrown at him, because he should. His most recent prank would literally have injured a lot of people in a big way. I don't know if it would have necessarily killed them, depending on the amount he sprayed, I guess, but it would have been very detrimental to the health of people that consumed his poisoned products that he made for his Instagram content. It's so trash, and he deserves to go to jail for a long time because of it. Also, this loser apparently describes himself as a supervillain, so he's really proud of what he does. Could there be anything more corny than to call yourself a supervillain? What a loser! What an absolute fucking dweeb! So yeah, I really wanted to talk about this a little bit. That's about it. So yeah. A couple days ago, there was a big news story that came out about an 8-year-old kid who was turbo pranked by the prank god. It was in a Target. He was told that they were filming a Mr. Beast style video, and it was a blindfolded shopping cart challenge where they'd be given 30 seconds with him and his dad to get as much of the toys that they could into the cart, and he'd buy it for them. And the prank was, he didn't buy it for them. Instead, him and his friend just ran away giggling, and then both probably had to start hyperventilating into a paper bag in order to come down from the adrenaline rush of lying to an 8-year-old for their YouTube video. And this became a bit of a big story because you've got to be a pretty psychotic douchebag to prank an 8-year-old, but an even bigger, ghoulish asshole to prank a hearing-impaired 8-year-old whose dream it was to be part of a Mr. Beast video. So let's go over this whole situation as well as his response, because this shameless lobotomite actually came forward and put his face on it, whereas previously, no one really knew who this was. But now, the mayor of Doofus Town has come forward with a press conference here in order to address it personally. So I can't wait to show you what this guy looks like and how he tries to rationalize it.
Saturday for 8-year-old Gabe Lyles and his dad TJ, until 3 men walked up and said they were working with the YouTuber Mr. Beast.
Said that they wanted to do a fill the cart challenge where we would be blindfolded. Within 30 seconds, whatever we could put within the cart, they'll pay for.
That was the whole premise of the prank, and this is pretty much what modern pranks are. Just being as cruel as possible and making strangers' days just worse for the sake of your own content to try and fill your completely worthless, dead-on-arrival, doomed-to-failure TikTok career. Now, I'm going to skip around a little bit and show you a clip from his response because he's refuting the claim that he labeled it a Mr. Beast video to the kid and his dad. Not that it really matters that much, that doesn't really change how fucking degenerate this garbage is in the first place, but I will just show you that because he's trying to make it seem like in his response he's in the right, and that the dad is a liar, and insinuates that he's lying for the sake of clout, which is absolutely hilarious, the lack of self-awareness to make a claim like that from his position.
We're working with the YouTuber Mr. Beast.
We're kind of like Mr. Beast, not really though.
So this is coming from his unedited video that was filmed, but it's extremely possible that he's leaving out the shit that makes him look much worse and corroborates what the dad was saying. But regardless, let's say he's being 100% truthful here. Even just watching that clip, I think it's extremely easy to recognize why it'd be confusing and people would think that he was coming up like he was associated with Mr. Beast. He fucking ambushed these people in public and then said, it's time for a blindfolded shopping spree challenge, and then mentioned Mr. Beast. Like, I'm imagining he's coming from a privileged background where this maybe isn't that big of a deal, but to a family that doesn't come from that kind of background, this is a like dream come true moment. So just getting that opportunity, immediately your heart's going to be racing and you're going to, maybe mishear a couple of things in excitement, not maliciously. So I don't think the dad was lying on purpose here, and he does name drop Mr. Beast, so that's something that would absolutely stick with you after the fact. So I think it's very easy to get confused that this guy is associated with Mr. Beast. I don't think he was making that claim in order to lie on purpose here.
Mr. Beast is one of Gabe's favorite YouTubers. He often makes videos about challenges where he gives away free stuff. So TJ and Gabe believed that the men were working with Mr. Beast. They both put on a blindfold and started filling their cart. And then TJ heard the men running away.
I legitimately think being a prankster is one of the most pathetic things you can ever do with your life. I actually have more respect for people that'll just lick the toilet seats clean at a gas station. At least they're providing some kind of public service, whereas pranksters do nothing but bring the rest of the world down. It's like the last-ditch effort for talentless losers to try and make some kind of name for themselves or get some kind of attention or monetization out of like viral videos that are designed to make people hate you. So you're basically just turning your whole life into a punching bag and a spittoon for everyone to spit on you for, and hope that you get a couple of doubloons out of it along the way. There is nothing more embarrassing. I'd even go as far as to wager that if you ran a long-term scientific study on pranksters, you would find a high correlation behind being a prankster and being a cuck. I think one of the core things that drives someone to being a prankster is having a humiliation fetish, which is no different than cuckoldry. But at least with most cuckolds, it's a private fetish between consenting adults, whereas pranksters, their humiliation fetish has no one consenting to it and is just subjecting the public around them to it. It's making them victims of their humiliation fetish. All in all though, I just can't fucking stand public nuisance pranksters. Absolute dog shit content and absolutely horrible fucking losers. I just don't understand how someone has so little shame to prank an 8-year-old and think that they're somehow like a badass or a good prankster.
My heart sank, 100%. The very last thing in this world I want to do is hurt him.
It broke my heart because I thought my dreams were coming true.
The shopping cart challenge was just a mean prank, and it was one comment in particular that upset TJ.
My son leaned in and said that he couldn't hear them because he had to wear hearing aids, and they said that's why we are choosing you for this challenge.
It is actually heartbreaking listening to the kid talk about this. It's very clear this meant a lot to him. This is like a life-changing moment for a child. Like, to actually have your dreams come true, your favorite YouTuber is doing your favorite challenge with you, like, that's something so special that he'd remember for the rest of his life. And now it will still be something he remembers for the rest of his life, but in a very negative way. He'll remember this as the day he realized he can't just fucking trust people in the world anymore. It's like the first time you get scammed in RuneScape. Now, the father mentioned that the child is hearing impaired and that the pranksters said that, that's why we want to do this challenge with you. And this is something that the prankster in question is once again refuting.
And they said that's why we are choosing you for this challenge, because of the hearing loss. Do you guys want to be in a quick video?
The Southington town.
And that's his proof that he didn't know about the hearing impairment. That one literally split-second clip. Not exactly the most robust evidence, didn't build the best defense case here. Once again, he very easily could have just cut out the part where the hearing impairment was mentioned. I don't know what was or was not said there. I don't have access to the security camera feed there at the store or anything, but I'm much more inclined to believe the father and the child here, the victims of the prank, as opposed to this fucking asshole who very easily could just not show those parts.
The Southington Town Commission for Persons with Disabilities gave TJ a $200 gift card, and Target matched it. On Sunday, Gabe's dreams of a shopping spree came true.
I pick out Nerf guns, water balloons, and water guns.
At least there's a happy ending to the story. He did get to have his shopping spree and get the toys that he wanted to get. And he seems to have like a really great positive attitude in general. So I'm super happy to hear that there was some kindness shown his way to let him actually be able to do the shopping spree. And now I want to add on to that happy ending by insulting the prankster who proudly showcases himself as the one behind it. So let's make fun of this asshole.
Before we continue the video, I just want to clear the air for anyone that hates me right now, that wants to rip off my beard or shave my eyebrows or rip my ears off or something.
It's almost sadder than the prank itself that he called that little pube patch on his chin a beard. That's not a beard, man. It's a group of taint hairs on your chin. That hair on your chin is what most people have on their gooch. I really hope you don't go around saying that you have a beard, because that's even more embarrassing and delusional than you thinking that pranking an 8-year-old for your TikTok or YouTube channel was a good idea. The fact that you call that a beard is sickening. Also, I love that he immediately tries to showcase his quirky personality. Oh, you guys must hate me and want to, pull my ears off. How wacky and random. So this is like the personality of a prankster. Fucking lame as shit. I already know this is the kind of guy who, when hanging out with his friends, makes stupid faces and goofy noises in order to be the clown, in order to make people laugh, like he's performing at a child's birthday party.
I did not know that kid was deaf. I did not know that, alright?
It wouldn't have mattered whether you knew or not. You would have still done and posted the prank all the same. In fact, you can't even help but smile about it right here. Can't even pretend to care for a single iota of a second. I also couldn't help but notice that he's got the no parking sign behind him and another sign behind that. So this fucking goofball is one of those dumb idiots that steals public signs and proudly puts them in their room. We made fun of people that did that back in college, fucking 8 years ago. For those that don't know, it was a little bit of a trend for a while where people would get rowdy or they'd be drunk and they'd like steal a public sign, like a no parking sign, and they put it in their dorm room. And those people got relentlessly bullied for it because it's so goofy and embarrassing to think that it's cool. And yet this guy's still living in a fantasy land where he thinks it's like hard or cool that he stole these signs and he's proudly displaying them in the background of his videos. This guy's whole life is designed around being a professional loser.
And the dad is exaggerating it and lying to the news because of what happened. I thought it was funny, but I also was kind of mad because he lied about me and my friends. And that kind of got me upset because, it didn't get me upset because he deserved the money. He got the money out of it. But, he tried to make us look like we were super bad guys. We were just being bad guys. All right?
Well, that clears it up then. All's right in the world. They weren't being super bad guys. They were just being bad guys. Just the classic prank an 8-year-old, get their hopes up, make them believe their dreams are coming true before you bring that all crashing down and then use them for your content to try and get some kind of money or career out of it. Not super bad guys by any means, just like moderately bad guys. So, makes sense now that he's really helped clear the air here and clear everything up. So yeah, this guy sucks, his friends suck, pranksters in general like this suck, fucking public nuisance pranksters are horrible. That's about it. So yeah. I know I'm fashionably late to this topic, very tardy to the party. You've all seen the prankster who's gone viral for walking into a stranger's home. But I feel like a lot of you probably don't know that that wasn't an isolated incident for that guy. He's been around for quite some time, doing things just as bad, if not worse, than that prank. And I just kind of want to go through like a little montage of his worst moments and deliver a TED Talk on why he's an insufferable asshole and just make fun of him. So let's start with his magnum opus, the video he's most proud of, the one that garnered the most attention online. This is where he and his friends invade a random family's home for their prank.
Get into random houses, let's go!
James, come to the front door right now, please.
James. You man, come.
Hello, James.
We need to speak to James.
James.
So these dweebs just barge into a random family's home, like when the nematodes charge the Krusty Krab, but they're not looking for food, they're looking for clout. It's an epic joke, just going into a complete stranger's house and scaring the wife and the father while the kids are also home.
Is this where the study group is?
No. What door number is this?
No. Study group.
5:30. Come on. Come on, be one guy. Come on. Inside.
Well, this is not what the study group.
I got kids, man.
Oh, you got kids? Oh, sorry. Oh, I thought this was the study group. I actually thought. And this is the study group.
God, the smugness when he puts his legs up on their table had me fuming. Obviously, they got very lucky here that James didn't come out with that baseball bat ready. Like, you know, there was just a chance James was trained in the ancient Bushido arts and charged them with a samurai sword to protect his family, and he would have been totally within his right to defend them. As everyone in the world pointed out, this couldn't happen in America. This prank would happen one time and never again because it'd be just a fucking pile of corpses. Just breaking into a random person's house is asking for a disaster. It's the stupidest prank I think I've ever seen try and become a trend. And make no mistake, this wasn't a one-off thing. They've actually done this a couple times. I'll show you one of their other home invasion pranks.
Into random houses.
Oh, forget to do. This time they didn't talk to the family, they just giggled like school children finding out their crush likes them and ran away. Now the main douchebag's name is Mizzy, and Mizzy has quite literally grown up with social media and has been a professional loser ever since. And I say that about an actual child. Like, he started getting arrested at 11 years old for this kind of dog shit, and he has never let off the gas because they're not getting punished for it in the UK at all. For example, he recently got arrested for a series of videos where he just assaults Orthodox Jews. That was the content, just publicly assaulting them. And he got arrested and pretty much immediately released. Ah, yes, the timeless classic prank of assault. That's as old as time itself. We've been giggling about assault for years now, so I have no doubt the police gave him a stern talking to really set him on the straight and narrow. I would love to see footage of the arrest and the conversation they would have had. I guarantee the authorities are like, hey, listen, champ, can you not do that? Alright, great. Then he goes home and the next day his prank is breaking into random people's houses. The police throw their arms up like, oh, Jiminy Christmas, this was unforeseeable. Now enough of this foolishness, we're serious, don't do it again. How could this possibly be happening? We've done all we could to stop this and prevent further awful pranks and degenerate crimes like this. We've talked to you multiple times, what else can we do? Oh, goodness gracious, now you're stealing puppies? Which is something he also has done for pranks.
Hello.
Hi.
You got a nice dog?
Sorry?
You got a nice dog?
She's lovely, she's family dog. Don't run away.
Big gang, whole lot of gangs. We outside! We outside! We outside! We're all gonna fucking dog! We outside every single time!
This is so over-the-top evil, it almost becomes cartoonish, like something you would write for a character that's supposed to be hated by everybody. Like, man, this guy's such bad news that he steals puppies from old women. It's so fucking crazy. This would be like my Batman event if it happened to me. If someone just came up and stole my dog while I was walking them in a park, I would actually spend the rest of my life dedicated to learning martial arts, tracking them down, and ensuring they face real, hard justice. I don't know if he gave that dog back. I would actually imagine he probably just set the dog down right when he was done filming, and that was that. Maybe the dog went back to the woman, or maybe the dog walked across the street and got hit by a car. Because this guy has never once shown any amount of humanity in any of his content. Everything he does in the most malicious way possible, treating people like props to either scare or steal from, or invade the privacy of. He is the most unlikable prankster on the internet, and that is a prestigious accolade. That is not something, not a title I bestow lightly, because there are a unbelievable amount of shitty pranksters, but he stands atop that mountain of awful people, is a fucking superstar of being an absolute irredeemable douchebag. I actually just can't get over this one. My blood is still boiling. I could cook some fucking noodles in my bloodstream right now. Stealing someone's pet is so beyond evil. A pet is a member of the family. And this is an older woman in the park where she felt safe having her dog walk around and have fun together, and then out of nowhere, some absolute lunatic comes and steals that dog right in front of her, that's fucking traumatizing. And like I said, I highly doubt he brought the dog back to her. I actually can't even fathom how someone could end up so hopelessly pathetic like Mizzy. You couldn't create a bigger loser in a laboratory. This man went into the character creator and had all of his stats set to literally 0. Now, I mentioned he grew up poisoned by social media from the get-go. He was basically born onto an iPad. Like, his eyes have been glued to TikTok and social media since the very second he could even open his eyes in this corporeal dimension. So he's been doing this kind of shit and influenced by it for so many years. So now he's 18 years old and still doing this. The man is a fucking seasoned veteran of the most degenerate pranks of all time because when you grow up on social media, you soon take notice that some of the biggest content and people that make an entire career online start by just being a disruptive asshole to strangers. It's very popular. So he's trying the speedrun any % route to fame through these kind of awful pranks. His TikTok did get banned, and I think some of his other accounts have as well, but that doesn't matter to him because he still got the clout off of it, so he'll probably just come back somewhere. He's just like this little pest that continues to infest the internet, where even if he gets banned, he'll just keep doing these pranks on a different channel and hoping that it catches fire once again. So here's him celebrating his viral fame from the home invasion prank.
And today, we are going viral, lads. More viral than I've been in the past like 2-3 years. Like, I started social media since I was 8, been doing videos, been making bangers, been blowing up since I was young. But this right here, everywhere. Reposts, tweets. Bro, you guys already know what I'm talking about, bro. I'm gonna put the video on.
I almost feel bad for his goofball friend behind him because he's been in every single one of these prank videos and no one knows who the fuck that goober is. He's just here as this stupid cuck suckling off the teat of Mizzy, who's getting some kind of pseudo fame for being a cringe douchebag. And what's even more pathetic for that guy is every time he tries to speak in Mizzy's video, Mizzy shuts that shit down ASAP. He starts talking over him and starts talking louder so you can't even hear him. He sounds like fucking Charlie Brown's parents every time he tries to speak because Mizzy's instantly putting the kibosh on it. What a fucking sad existence. He just trails along like a hemorrhoid on Mizzy's ass, doing his best to collect some crumbs of clout that falls off of him from all of this douchebag crime pranking. That is even more embarrassing than Mizzy himself. That guy. The fucking side character. The sidekick henchman that nobody even knows. But overall, this video is a great look into the disgusting mentality of Mizzy and what gets cooked up in that dumb little noodle of his where he views events like this as a great thing and something to be proud of, celebrating how viral this prank went, and that's all that matters to him, clearly. Talks about how he was 8 years old when he started all this shit, and he's still going hog wild with it, just letting it rip. And he's going to continue to double down on this content and probably amplify the ridiculousness of it. The only thing that would stop it is if he gets arrested and actually faces jail time for it, or if people stop talking about him and he fades away into obscurity. That is absolutely his worst nightmare. People forget about him, they don't know his name, they don't know who he is anymore. That is his kryptonite.
What? I'm gonna show you from over there. I like your hair still. You got some nice hair. It's nice and luscious. I'm perfectly fine. We're gonna die. Huh? Why are you just smiling at me?
Oh.
I asked him a question, a serious question. Do you wanna die?
No.
Why?
Sure. Stop touching him.
Why?
Because
you're gonna die.
Another day, another banger here. This is the Do You Wanna Die prank, where he just goes up to these strangers and starts caressing their hair and asking if they want to die. Again, that's a prank that only works in the UK, I guess. Anywhere else in the world, he probably gets the shit beat out of him at the very least. That is fucking crazy. And this is not a guy who's in good shape. This guy's built like 2 stick figures on top of each other. He is not someone that could hold his own should someone get aggressive with this prank. And this is a prank he's done multiple times. Here's his encore performance of the Do You Wanna Die prank to another stranger.
I come quick, fam, bro. Hey, bro, do not die, bro. Do not die. I end the call, yeah. Do not die, bro. No. What do you mean no? Hey, come. Do not die, bro.
No.
What do you mean no? Hey, back it up. Hey, what do you mean, bro? Do not die, bro.
No joke. Okay, I got the stuff inside.
Bro, no. Do not die, bro.
What is the joke here? This absolute loser views assault and breaking into houses and threatening people, asking if they want to die, as a prank. Does he think like Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer are like pranksters or something? Like, who is he trying to emulate? Where is he getting this inspiration from? The guy is unhinged, and he is downright dangerous to the UK. I don't know why they are so light on shit like this. The guy is a menace. He's been doing this for so fucking long, just terrorizing his community around him. Breaking into their fucking houses to film TikToks, going up to them in the middle of the night or in the middle of the day, just asking if they want to die. Just downright assaulting people. There's another one where he goes into a library and just starts ripping up the books, so destroying property as well. What does it take for him to face real consequences for his actions?
I'm sorry. Come, let's go. Excuse me, what can I get a book here? Oh, sure. Let me just. Hi. You right?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
I just got a bit. Can I get this book, please?
Right, okay, just 1 minute. It's a TikTok.
Oh, yeah. The back as well. TikTok video ripping books, no?
Excuse me, what's your book, guys? You need to get out.
This is what we're doing.
That's your book from home?
No, it's not.
Another outrageous, stinky prank here. It goes on and on and on, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. Again, all of this he's viewed as a great thing for his career. It's not really a career because I don't think he's monetized it in any way. He just likes that people now know his name a little bit more. That's actually all he cares about. That's worth more than gold to him, which is so fucking pathetic. But anyway, just wanted to talk about him a little bit because I don't think people realize just how long he's been doing this kind of shit for. It's pretty despicable. That's it. See ya. I want to quickly address something that I've been ignoring the last few days. The reason I've been wearing so many black t-shirts is because my white t-shirts were being washed and I forgot that they were still in the hamper in the laundry room, so I've just been grabbing black t-shirts after my showers. That's it. There's no like deeper meaning to it. Now anyway, I want to share with you a video that is probably one of the most embarrassing things I've seen someone post on their own accord. This is a video that you couldn't torture me enough to release. Like, this is something that I would try to bury. I would spend every dollar I've ever earned in order to erase this video from the fucking internet because it is so unbelievably cringe. This is something that I would take to my grave, and even after I'm dead, would still have blushing cheeks and feel shame for having ever filmed. And this is something that they freely posted on their own. It's a group of kids that are harassing McDonald's employees.
Walk into the back of McDonald's again!
Yeah, I wasn't exaggerating. These are actual milk-drinking, diaper-shitting children. But that doesn't excuse the behavior, and it's mainly the reason I want to talk about this, because they get away with doing all kinds of degenerate shit because they know the authorities can't fully punish them, so they always just get slaps on the wrist, if that. Which just allows these clout-hungry little goblins to continue doing this degenerate shit for views on TikTok, and then they grow up into just fucking losers. I understand you can't just throw these 13-year-olds in jail for any of this, but there has to be some kind of punishment to fit the crimes. Like, okay, you kids went on video to harass these McDonald's workers, so we're going to your house and we're taking away your Xbox, and we're repossessing all of your Fortnite V-Bucks and deleting your account. There's just gotta be something, because clearly they're not getting discipline from their parents at home, probably just being sat down in front of an iPad having their fucking brains rot, so they think this is a good idea, and that the only thing that matters in the world is internet views, so they keep coming up with dumb shit like this, harassing McDonald's workers, and that's just the gateway drug. In 5 years, next they'll be doing like the fucking Kia challenge where they're stealing cars, and then next it's charging people in a Walmart parking lot with a knife, and then they get themselves shot.
As you can see, I'm walking, yeah? Let's go, let's check the inspection.
Just the Mizzy. I'm a white from Mizzy. Alright, let's check the inspection. I'm walking. Let's check the inspection. Thank you very much. Inspection.
It's a sensory overload because the kid who filmed it is also doing voiceover after the fact, so it's overlapping. It sounds like you're caught in like a Dormammu time loop. It's just constant words and nonsense. It sounds like when you're playing Chivalry 2 and people are just spamming voice lines all over the place. It sounds like when the fucking nematodes show up to the Krusty Krab. It is miserable to listen to. Also, I have no idea why they were making all of those clicking noises when they entered the McDonald's. I'm guessing that's just them trying to be quirky with their signature style. But really the background noise that should have been playing whenever they roll up on something should be circus music because they're a bunch of clowns. Now I know all of this sounds mean because they're actual kids, so I'm picking on children, but god damn it, the authorities aren't doing anything about it, so I might as well step in and try and, like, you know, deliver some hard truths that what they're doing is fucking cringe and embarrassing and they should feel shame for it. Like, this is awful. It's fucking stupid. They should be insulted for it. Like, especially now, so that way they'll stop doing it.
Inspection. Crazy. I have to check the inspection. I have to check the fries and everything. But man, I have to check everything just in case. And me and my bro, we got locked in there, bro. Look, me and my brother. They locked us in it. They locked us in it.
It just doesn't stop. So they're in the back of the kitchen, they're like walking around, like touching some of this shit, bothering all of the workers, just being an actual headache. Just a blemish on society here. Just for nothing other than TikTok views. It's so fucking juvenile. And yes, I know they're kids, goddammit, I get it. But this is fucking trash. This shouldn't be encouraged. Hats off to the McDonald's workers for taking swift action here. They immediately call the police and then close the door so that way they're trapped in that one location till the police get there. And also, I'm gonna give a little free advice to the kid that filmed this. Give up. Making videos is just not for you. Like, the whole idea behind this with walking to the back of the kitchen is garbage in the first place, but also you clearly have no fucking clue what you're doing. You're doing voiceover while all of the other words are being spoken, so it's just pure commotion and pandemonium. No one can make out anything that's going on here. It sounds like we're listening to Charlie Brown's parents. It's fucking awful. Just stop. Just try and commit to something else that's not fucking pranks or whatever this was supposed to be.
My legs were sinking. My heart was bum. I was scared. Like Ronaldo. Call the police. Sexual harassment. I'm recording this. I'm recording this.
It literally sounds like they're accidentally emoting. But anyway, you can see that these little scumbags aren't just here doing an innocent prank. Now they're saying that if the police get there, they're going to say that they were sexually harassed by the workers. That's a serious thing to do. I mean, that's a fucking crime to falsely report something like that. That's just downright evil. That's just straight up fucking evil.
Man, then we're outside the fucking district every fucking time, bro. Bro, what are you gonna do, bro? Come, badness, bro. Record me. What did I do? I was like, hey, girl, record me. You might as well get my number, bro. Hey, you just walked in. You guys do that,
Honestly, this whole video kind of sums up the human brain on TikTok really well. It is actual constant fucking noise. Just gibberish. Literal random fucking noises at all seconds because they didn't want a single millisecond to go by without some kind of fucking noise because there needs to be perpetual jingling keys on that platform, which is why there's always like Subway Surfers underneath every video. It's kind of frightening. I really do wonder what TikTok has done to the human brain and if we're going to see any kind of wild effects from that in like 10 years. If people are just going to be completely unable to focus on one thing, they're going to need like multiple things in order to keep their attention.
It's not right. You are not. Why you coming? Let me get told. Why you coming? Boss, can I come inside? Why you coming? No, because someone. Boss, can I come out? Can I come out?
It just doesn't fucking stop. It sounds like listening to a team of Pikmin trying to lift something heavy. Now, I know that I kind of insinuated that I view a lot of these things like a failure of parenting, and that's not always the case, and I recognize that. It's kind of wrong of me to assume that kids like this are the product of bad or neglectful parents. Sometimes there are just people that are too far gone, like kids that get too deep into this obsession with internet brownie points, the updates, the likes on TikTok. and no amount of good parenting can kind of curb that. It's just a lesson that the kids have to learn themselves when they realize that all of that effort was wasted and that they've just turned into a fucking loser from chasing it.
Tell him again, bro. What? I ain't scared. You ain't scared. Pussy yours, bro. Come fight me. Come fight me, bro.
I don't know.
Open the door. Boss, you gonna let us go or you just gonna stay here? Because I'm gonna tell the police that you strangled me because you strangled my neck. I have video footage of you strangling my neck.
It's the teenagers.
Yeah, you never strangled my neck. But I just said like you strangled my
16.
neck so you could like get me out.
Another one of those false claims that could ruin a person's life if they tried that. So now, not only were they going to accuse them of sexual harassment, but also accuse this guy of strangling the kid's neck. And he even admits, like, yeah, that guy never did that, I was just going to say that. Which is fucking crazy. That's nuts. That is just evil. Like, full stop. That is just evil shit.
My neck started to do the stanky last night. I'll break your leg. Break him. Are you Mendoza, mother? We got freed. Bow! The feds came. Bow!
Yeah, so you just get to walk out after the police get there. I really do think all of the workers handled this pretty well. They immediately called the authorities, kept them there until they got there. It's just a shame that all of that effort was moot, and the kids will likely just come back and do this again for more internet views since this kind of went viral for them. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because there's been like a real rise in kids doing stupid shit in public for the sake of internet views and at the expense of just normal workers. It's really frustrating shit, and it doesn't seem like it's going to stop anytime soon since the kids aren't getting punished for it, so why would they stop? They don't care about like the negative reception they get online. All they care about is the big number they see next to their views. Nowadays, it feels like kids are almost incentivized to be the biggest douchebag possible as early as possible so that way they can start farming views because outrage is the quickest way to like relevancy on TikTok and that TikTok fame that they even mention in this video. Like, they are clearly aware that by being an asshole in public, they're going to get some attention from it. So it's almost like incentivized, and there's just got to be some way to curb that. But yeah, anyway, just wanted to kind of talk about this a little bit. That's about it. So yeah. It's not often talked about, but I think it's something important to finally shine a light on some heroes in the YouTube community. The pranksters. It's a very dangerous occupation. In fact, there's already been 2 pranksters that have died for their craft, risking it all for the sake of nobody's entertainment, because that shit sucks. The vast majority of YouTube pranksters are these carbon copy clones of pranks that were popular 10 years ago for children that have now grown up and find it cringe. But for some reason, there still are channels that do the exact same pranks that were popular a decade ago, hoping that it'll catch fire once again. And for the most part, it hasn't, though there are a few exceptions for prank channels that are popular and people do still appreciate them. But I would argue at least they're trying different things. Even though I'm not big into prank content, some of the ones that are popular aren't doing the same exact shit from 10 years ago. You know, the stepping on people's shoes in the hood prank. That kind of shit that used to be super huge. There are still channels that try that and completely fall flat because no one wants to see it. It's trash. And what a lot of people learned is the vast majority of prank channels faked it. And for obvious reason, because you can't really go around with the whole giving people a titty twister in the hood prank gone wrong and expect not to get your ass beat. So they'd have to fake the whole scenario in order for the video to work, so that way they didn't end up in the fucking hospital or in the ground in a goddamn coffin. But a lot of kids that grew up on that content must have not realized that they were fake, because twice now in the last couple of years, 2 pranksters have been shot. One of them died. He was doing the like fake robbery prank where he charged at someone in a parking lot with a knife. The person turned around and just fucking executed him like John Wick. So he got shot and died for it. And now what we're talking about today, a YouTube prankster named Tanner Cook pulled some prank in a mall that they haven't revealed what it was yet, that ended up getting him shot in the stomach and nearly killed him, but he pulled through. And in fact, this is actually a heartwarming tale because he got shot and he immediately learned that that was great for his channel growth. So his channel grew by like 5,000 subscribers, and he made it clear in his interview after surviving the shooting and after surgery that he can't wait to get back to doing more of that content. He's an up-and-coming YouTube sensation. He does pranks where he's just a public nuisance. So he was doing a prank video in the mall, and a guy pulled out a gun and shot him in the stomach. It was a critical injury, but he's pulled through. And luckily, this has really helped open his eyes, because he gave an interview where he said he can't wait to get back to doing it because it's his passion. Doing shitty pranks got him shot, and he can't wait to go back to doing more shitty pranks. Oh no, this is the aftermath of the shooting. Where's the interview? So this one?
Tonight you'll hear from the 21-year-old YouTuber shot at Town Center in Virginia.
Our map. USA 9 and 31-year-old Alan Coley. This witness capturing the moment deputies arrested Coley, who is now facing felony charges including aggravated malicious wounding.
I was just playing a prank, a simple practical joke, and the guy didn't take it very well and shot me.
Officials
not fierce.
And even after being shot, Cook says he plans to continue making videos because it's his passion. Now giving this simple statement to the community.
Just
wholesome.
Stay safe out there.
To be clear, the Loudoun County Sheriff.
What a great takeaway. He can't wait to get back to it because it's his passion. Bothering people and filming it for your YouTube pranks. Hey, at the very least, he's not faking the pranks. And I guarantee he said it's just a prank, bro, after he got shot. I guarantee it. This is not the only time this has happened. I actually covered a story like this, I think 2 years ago. YouTube prankster tried to play a prank in a parking lot, and the prank was killer clowns or something. So he charged him with a knife, and someone turned around, shot him, and he died. This is far from the only time a prankster's been shot. She killed her boyfriend while doing a YouTube prank. That's another one I talked about. That one's like old. That's like 2016. I don't even know what the prank was. But basically it boiled down to this couple wanted to make a viral YouTube prank. So a guy held up a book in front of his chest and his girlfriend shot him. And unsurprisingly, the bullet went straight through the book, straight through his chest and killed him. Don't know what the prank was, but yeah, that was another one. It was a fucking Desert Eagle too. Yeah, it was. She shot him with like a fucking fat round. Desert Eagle versus Dictionary. Yeah, I guess so. Wasn't a very competitive match. A lot of people always ask me what happened to the girl who shot her boyfriend, so I'll just give you a little bit of closure to this story. She did go to jail for a short period of time and is now under 10 years probation, and she's also banned from owning firearms, obviously. So that's kind of what happened there. And it's just a really tragic story where the pursuit of clout ended up with someone dead. From one of the dumbest fucking ideas of all time. I still to this day can't fully figure out what the actual plan was. They both thought that a thick book would stop a bullet from a fucking Desert Eagle. They must have been mainlining stupid juice or something, just fucking injecting dumb particles right into their body to make them think that would work. So they even hyped it up like this is gonna be one of the most dangerous videos we'll ever film. And so he grabbed an encyclopedia and she fired a fucking Desert Eagle at him, which obviously just tore straight through the encyclopedia and killed him, as 30 onlookers watched on. So I guess they turned this into like some kind of spectator sport and invited friends and family over to watch. I don't know if prank is even the right word for it. I think this was supposed to be some kind of like, you know, death-defying stunt. But there was no defying. There was just death. So he died, and that, of course, has been a very sad story because they did have a child together and she was pregnant with another child at the time. And that's kind of where that one wrapped up. I believe this was the first case of a YouTube prankster getting shot and dying as a result of a prank. So they were kind of pioneers in that field there. They were the first to do it. But anyway, let's get back to talking about Tanner Cook. His pranks are generic as they get. It's like if you ask ChatGPT to come up with prank ideas for you. It's just absolute clone of 10 years ago pranks. Being obnoxious and trying to make people upset so that way you can get a video out of the whole situation. It's just the same tried and true formula that worked 10 years ago and doesn't really work anymore. But there are people like Tanner that continue to try. I don't really know how you have a passion for making that kind of content. It's just having a passion for being an asshole, which is just a weird thing to say with pride. Now what's brutal is Tanner's own audience is eating him alive like piranhas that just had a piece of lunch meat dropped into the pond. He is getting torn to shreds in the comments saying things like, can't wait for Tanner to post the crying video and shit like that. It's brutal. Now, there's even people trying to defend the shooter, saying that maybe Tanner was doing like a dangerous prank and was shot in self-defense. I guess it is possible, but unlikely. I don't think Tanner was doing a, knife robbery prank or anything like that. He was probably just doing more of his obnoxious, annoying pranks, and getting shot for that is clearly some unhinged shit. I'm not someone that's cheering for the shooter, and I watched Mudahar's video on it, and he even revealed some information about the shooter as well that makes it pretty clear this guy was not exactly any kind of hero even before this shooting, assuming all of that information is accurate. I would wager a guess that the prank Tanner pulled was once again one of his stupid fucking, fake Target employee things where he's asking people to smoke with him and just constantly pestering him. And you don't deserve to be shot for that. You deserve to be bullied and made fun of for that. Not shot. That's not exactly a good excuse to fucking shoot somebody because they were obnoxious. Now again, I don't know what the prank was. I guess there is a non-zero chance he was doing one of the dangerous pranks where, threatening someone with a knife or making threats to somebody, and then you could probably make an argument that maybe it was self-defense, but we just don't know right now, and I'm very curious to see what comes from this, because the shooter is of course being charged. Like, he didn't just shoot this guy and the cops are like, well, he was cringe, so you're free to go, sir. Like, he is obviously being charged for shooting this man. And we don't know exactly what led to it, so that's something I'm going to keep my eye on. But this was absolutely a massive fuck around and find out moment, and he still didn't learn anything from it, it seems. He sounds like plans on going right back to doing these pranks for his channel, which is just crazy to me. That blows my mind. To be so lost in the sauce that even after getting shot, it only further cements their belief that he is in the right and he is making bangers because he just got shot for it. I don't know, that is absolutely wild to me. But anyway, just wanted to talk about this a little bit because this is once again another case where a YouTube prankster gets themselves shot. That's about it. See ya. For almost a decade now, I've said multiple times how the worst content on YouTube comes from YouTube pranksters. There is nothing more deplorable, heinous, or dog shit than a YouTuber doing pranks. Watching a prank video is more painful than walking in on your significant other cheating on you. There's only two unforgivable sins in the Lord's eyes, and one of them is watching pranksters, and the second one is not liking anime. It's just so fucking gross. This shit is so bad. Really fucking terrible, and the douchebags behind the prank channels are some of the most insufferable assholes the internet has to offer. The man who goatseed himself is probably a more likable content creator than the entirety of the YouTube pranksters combined. His asshole has more personality than all of the androids behind these garbage prank videos. It's truly abhorrent stuff. And you know what I'm talking about, the walking around in public and pissing on people's shoes and then saying, it's just a prank, bro, so they can't get mad at me. And if they get mad, they're the bad guy. I'm the victim here. I told him it was a prank. I don't know why he's upset. I just spit in his face. That kind of douchebag. Or swapping grandma's medicine out with ketamine, gone sexual. The worst people on the internet are the ones that are pulling pranks. Now, of course, they're all fake, but not every child knows that. And today, I'm going to tell you the story about a kid named Timothy Welks. Timothy Welks was a 20-year-old kid in Tennessee who grew up watching YouTube pranksters and aspired to be one himself. But he was never in on the joke. He never believed Santa Claus was fake. He thought the pranks he was seeing was real. And he had a plan to become a YouTube sensation prankster. His plan was to charge a family with butcher knives wearing a mask, and when he pulled this prank off 2 days ago, he was fatally shot and killed. What's especially wild about this story is this kind of prank, the robbery prank, isn't some unknown, taboo, uncharted territory kind of thing. He wasn't like Christopher Columbus discovering a new type of prank. This man was doing a very common prank. The robbery prank is one of the most common ones these insufferable assholes on YouTube will do, where they stage a robbery as a prank. They'll charge people with weapons like a fucking chainsaw or sometimes unloaded weapons or blades and shit while they're dressed as like Scary Steve from Minecraft and be like, give me your wallet and all your condoms, shit like this, and like shake them down for it. And then they'll be like, oh, it's just a prank, bro, you're not actually getting robbed. And like, oh, you jokesters, oh, you rapscallions, and that's the whole video. It's absolutely fucking terrible, but the people they prank are obviously in on it. It's all staged. Timothy Wilkes and other people like him don't know that. So Timothy chose someone that wasn't in on it, and he charged them with butcher knives as he was dressed up like he was from fucking Comic-Con, and he was shot and killed. And I don't know if this is real, but there is a source that was released by one of the publications that said it was the audio from the incident, and since this was filmed for a prank, there is clearly film of it that exists. But that hasn't been released, but I did hear audio, and his last words after the gunshots were, "It's just a prank, bro," as he was dying and crying. I don't know if that's real, but there is no doubt in my mind when this did happen, he absolutely shouted, "It's just a prank, bro." And those were most likely some of his last words. That is some of the saddest shit. You couldn't write a more poetically pitiful conclusion. To have been misled by these awful people on the internet to such a degree that you end up giving your life for the sake of a fucking prank. What an awful, awful, awful way to go out. The person I feel the most bad for is, of course, the man that shot him. He was a guy that was just acting in self-defense. He saw two people, Timothy Wilkes and his friend, both dressed up in masks, charging him with butcher knives, and he armed himself and shot. The dude's not like James Bond or Rambo. He wasn't going around hunting bad guys. He was getting charged by two people he didn't know with knives, so he armed himself and defended himself. And luckily he hasn't been charged with anything because he shouldn't be. It was clearly self-defense. Timothy Wilkes and his group were 100% in the wrong here, and it takes a real fucking psychopath to pull a prank like this. It takes someone extremely delusional to think that this is somehow an okay prank or anything like that. These fucking pranks are so stupid. The punchline is literally, "Ha ha ha, you thought you were about to die." Now, of course, in all the other ones, it's all fake and the people are clearly in on it, but in a case like this, Timothy Wilkes literally thought this was going to be a good prank. Like, he'd go up to these people, make them fear for their lives, and then at the end they'd all be laughing, slapping ass, and then grabbing themselves a little beer or something. I just don't understand how someone could be so incredibly delusional. It's baffling. It's absolutely shocking and disturbing that someone could actually think that charging strangers with a butcher knife and then saying it's just a prank would make everything okay. It's fucking wild. But yeah, I wanted to just talk about this story a little bit because for years now I've mentioned how these insufferable asshole YouTubers that command their audience of 11-year-olds literally brainwash them into thinking horrible things are okay or normal, and that a lot of these kids don't recognize that the shit they do is fake, and that's bad and dangerous. And this is exactly what I was talking about. Timothy Wilkes isn't the only kid that believes the pranks he sees on YouTube are real. I'm sure there's others, but none of the other ones are crazy enough to charge people with knives and wearing masks like it's the fucking purge. So it's just one of those freak things that was always going to happen when you have absolute fucking degenerates making dog shit pranks where they're like kidnapping their friends and putting them through Saw games and then saying it's just a prank at the end and then everyone's all smiles. Fucking ripping their dick off and then just saying it's a prank and they're like, "Oh shit, you got me. Yeah, my penis is gone. Should have seen it coming. That was a fucking epic prank, friend." It's crazy. Fucking crazy. Horrible situation here, and I feel horrible for the guy that ended up killing Timothy in self-defense. That's gotta be a traumatic experience for him, and well, it's just a situation that should have never happened in the first place. Terrible. That's it. See ya. Buzzfeed is the king of shitty videos, and I'm happy to say they're firing on all cylinders, really pumping out some turbo shitters these days. Today I want to look at one of their epic super troll pranks that they pulled on some God-fearing cheese lovers that just came in there hoping to try some nice cheese, but Buzzfeed had a whole different agenda and nearly fucking murdered all 6 of them with this goddamn disgusting prank they pulled on them. You've gone too far on this one, Buzzfeed. Yeah, this is cheese lovers get pranked with vegan cheese. You're probably wondering what kind of evil mastermind has so little morals that they would concoct something as foul as this and have the audacity to call it a prank. This isn't a prank. This is borderline illegal. It's a fucking crime. Deplorable, Buzzfeed. Too far. What's next? Huh? Is nothing sacred to you anymore? What's your next prank? Pranking French fry lovers by telling them what they ate is a hash brown? Ugh, sickening.
I love cheese. Give me all the cheese. Extra cheese on everything.
Ew.
What is this called? A charcuterie board? Charcuterie? Charcuterie?
It's very trendy right now. This is what all the cool kids are eating.
It's videos like this that convince me BuzzFeed is the most humorless place on earth. You'd find more comedy from the fucking Paris catacombs than you'd find at BuzzFeed HQ. I can't even imagine anyone finding this idea entertaining from a conceptual standpoint. It's such a boring idea. Hey, let's get 6 goobers together to try cheese and then we'll just tell them it's vegan. Yeehaw. I just can't imagine, and I don't place any blame on the people participating because it's a shit format. You can't make that fun. It's not your fault. Don't think I'm insulting you. I'm insulting BuzzFeed. I just can't imagine BuzzFeed higher-ups gather around their fucking hipster table for lunch with their meat substitutes, their low testosterone, and then someone's coming up with an idea. Hey, how about we get, some people together to try cheese and we can tell them it's vegan. They'll just start applauding, golf clapping. Genius! Someone get this man making BuzzFeed quizzes. He's coming up with fucking bangers right now.
That's good cheese.
It's very creamy.
What is this? It has like saltiness, like little grains of salt.
Oh, they don't even know they're in for a big surprise. It's vegan. Oh my fucking goodness. BuzzFeed got them good. Hook, line, and stinker. This video fucking sucks. You know what doesn't suck though? My streams at twitch.tv/moistcritical. Come check it out. Give it a follow. I'd love to see you in there. We could shit on BuzzFeed together. Big old bukkake on them.
I wish I had better words to describe cheese.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
That's fantastic. What if this is not real cheese, dude?
I mean,
I'd be shocked.
What would it be, though?
Uh-oh, the guy's onto him. I bet right now the director's behind the camera with a knife and holding up a picture of the guy's family. Like, oh, you sure that's not real cheese? You might want to second guess that statement. It's just such a stupid fucking boring video. Unsurprisingly, the 6 people, they eat cheese. They don't have anything to say about the cheese other than, well, it's good cheese. Well, it wasn't good cheese. How is that fun? Who wants to watch this people eating cheese to the sound of lips smacking? It's not like there's a lot to say about the cheese. There's no jokes being told. There's nothing happening except for some royalty-free music and them saying, that was good. Wasn't good. Oh, next cheese.
It doesn't have any flavor.
I like
pepper jack?
Yeah.
Quesadilla with that, for sure.
That's fantastic, yeah.
I'm a little bit lactose intolerant. This is like sweet.
It looks like cheddar.
It's not cheddar.
But it doesn't feel like cheddar.
My soul is really upset right now.
So all these cheeses are vegan.
What an incredibly underwhelming reveal that was. What a prank reveal. I can't believe that. How climactic. You just have some lady in the background who's probably eating a handful of grapes haphazardly shout out, hey, those cheeses are vegan. What the fuck did you expect to happen, BuzzFeed? They had such a lukewarm reaction to it, like, oh, these are vegan? It's cool, I didn't know. I mean, it was good cheese. What did you expect, BuzzFeed? Someone to just go fucking berserk? Just someone freak out? Just, what the fuck do you mean the cheeses are vegan? You got me fucked up, BuzzFeed. I'm allergic to vegans. Fucking flipping tables and throwing cheese. What kind of reaction do you expect with a prank like this? It's so fucking boring. God damn it, BuzzFeed.
Wow.
I'm impressed because I was gonna say I can never be vegan because I love cheese so much and I eat vegan cheese.
If you hadn't have told me that, I wouldn't have known that. I mean, I wouldn't have thought it. That wouldn't be my first instinct.
That was fantastic.
Now I get what BuzzFeed is trying to do here. Show that vegan cheese is good, like real cheese. Yeehaw, okay, I understand that. But the video is so boring. Who watches these videos and has fun doing so? Some people have to, because BuzzFeed's very popular, obviously, but who? I don't get it. Who's fucking sitting there, scratching their neck, salivating, waiting for the next BuzzFeed upload where they fucking prank somebody with cheese tasting? And they have so many goddamn boring concept videos like this where they try, like, unpopular McDonald's items and dumb bullshit like that. Who watches them? Why? To any BuzzFeed fans out there, explain it to me. I'd love to understand why you like watching something so goddamn uninteresting. It's worse than the Fine Bros React series, and I think their React series is the gold standard for uninteresting, shitty content. And BuzzFeed somehow has even worse content. It's crazy. So, I mean, yeah, that's it. So, yeah. What's up, everybody? It's Critical. YouTube trends are getting so bad, they're starting to kill people now. This story right here is one of the stupidest stories I've seen in quite a while. It's also incredibly sad and disturbing. So, the short of it. This couple had a channel. I'm not going to say the name of the channel because I don't want people to go on there and harass them or anything like that. So it's a fresh channel that aimed to emulate what a lot of successful channels on YouTube are currently doing, which is fake shitty pranks. Prank is a word that has completely lost all meaning whatsoever. Popular pranks include kissing actresses on the street after playing rock, paper, scissors and paying them a lot of money to make out with you on camera, pissing on people's shoes and making people angry but saying it's just a prank so they're wrong for being angry. And all of it's staged, but somehow the majority of people under the age of 13 think that the pranks are very entertaining and real, and I just think the whole situation of pranks on YouTube is perhaps the worst thing that ever happened to the platform. But I'm not here to rant about fake pranks and shit. These two, their prank that killed this man was, he held up a book and she shot the book with a .50 caliber round. I don't know how the fuck this is even loosely considered a prank. Who's being pranked? I guess the boyfriend, because he died from it, so joke's on him, but even by YouTube standards, no one would really consider this stunt a prank. They would consider it a stunt. An Evel Knievel type stunt, except dialed to 3000, or maybe magic, an illusion like the catching bullet magic trick, except that takes planning and you don't actually just fucking execute someone with a gun. So, unsurprisingly, when the girlfriend shot the book, it went right through the book and just obliterated the man. He died. And it was right in front of their 3-year-old daughter. I don't know how the fuck they got their hands on a .50 caliber round. That's not exactly easy to acquire. That's not something you can just walk outside and pick off of a fucking bush. But somehow they acquired the tools necessary for this video idea that they thought was going to explode and go viral. But the only thing that exploded was the man's chest after the .50 caliber round went right through it. I don't know how stupid you have to be to think a book can stop a .50 caliber round and just get lodged on page 200 or something, depending on the thickness of the book. But you could have a fucking building in between you and a .50 caliber round, and there's still a good chance that bullet's gonna get right through you. A .50 caliber round is no joke whatsoever. You can't hold up Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets and expect to fucking block a .50 caliber round. It's not a vibranium shield like Captain America. It doesn't say what book they tried to use to stop the bullet, but anything shy of adamantium was doomed to fail. I imagine they probably used a phone book, and that's just not even close to thick enough. However, if they had used my overpriced college textbook on physiology, there's a really good chance that it may have actually stopped the .50 caliber round. This whole story really is extremely sad because now the daughter is traumatized, the girlfriend will never forget this, and she's definitely going to jail for it. And the whole situation could have been avoided if YouTubers hadn't distorted what a prank was and have to keep one-upping themselves with kidnap prank gone wrong, almost killing my brother gone sexual, shit like that, and then it encourages stupid people to give it a try too, and then they do some dumb shit like this. Now, in a world of fake pranks on YouTube, I will commend these two for at least giving it the real deal. They used a real .50 caliber round, a real book, and this was a real gone wrong prank. Well, that's about it. I just wanted to share this story with you because it made me extremely sad and angry to read about it. So, yeah, that's it. See ya.